Hey everyone, welcome back to Practice English with Adam. I'm here, as always, with my co-host and today's star, Maya, because today's episode is a little different. Maya, you want to tell them what's going on?
Yes. Okay. So I have a confession. For the past 30 days, I've been doing something a little bit crazy. Every single day, I practiced English, but not with a human, with an AI.
Yep, every day for 30 days. No skipping, no excuses.
Well, almost no skipping. I'll be honest about that too.
Ha! And today, Maya is going to tell you everything. What she did, what happened, what surprised her, what didn't work, and most importantly, did her English actually improve?
And I want to say before we start, I was very skeptical at the beginning. Like, can you really improve your English talking to a machine? I had a lot of doubts.
And now?
Now I have thoughts. A lot of thoughts. Some good, some surprising, some a little bit uncomfortable.
Perfect. That's exactly what we're here for. So if you've ever wondered whether AI can actually help you learn English, or if you're curious whether it's worth your time, stay with us. This one is personal, honest, and real. Let's go. But before we dive in, I want you to think about something. How many times have you said to yourself, I need to practice speaking English more, and then didn't?
Every day, literally every day for me. Before this challenge, I would say tomorrow, and tomorrow never came.
And I think a lot of you watching right now feel that. You know you need to practice, but maybe you don't have someone to practice with. Maybe you're shy. Maybe you're afraid of making mistakes in front of a real person.
All of those were me, especially the fear of making mistakes. When I speak with real people, even here with Adam, I still feel a little bit nervous sometimes. The AI removed that fear completely.
So if any of that sounds familiar, if you're struggling to find time or a partner or confidence to practice, this episode might change the way you think about your English journey. Stay until the end. It's worth it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. New episodes every week, and we genuinely try to make each one better than the last.
We do. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Day 1.
So, Maya, let's go back to the beginning. Why did you decide to do this? What was your situation before the challenge?
Okay, so my English was okay. Like, I could communicate. I could understand movies most of the time. I could read articles, but speaking, that was my weak point. Every time I had to speak English in a real situation, I would freeze. My brain would just stop.
Classic speaking anxiety. Very common.
And the problem was, I had nobody to practice with regularly. My friends don't speak English at home. My job is in my native language, so my English was just sitting there, not getting better.
Stagnating.
Yes, that's the word, stagnating. It felt like I was stuck. And then one day I just decided, okay, I'm going to try talking to an AI every single day and see what happens.
And what made you choose AI specifically? Why not a language exchange partner or a tutor?
A few reasons. 1, it's free or very cheap. 2, it's available anytime, even at midnight when I can't sleep and I'm thinking in English for some reason. 3, and this is the big one, I'm not embarrassed. With a real person, I feel judged when I make mistakes, even when they're kind. With AI, I can be completely wrong and just try again.
That's actually a really important psychological point. The fear of judgment is one of the biggest blockers for language learners.
Huge. It stopped me for years. The AI doesn't judge, it just responds. And that gave me permission to be bad at speaking without feeling ashamed.
Permission to be bad. I love that, because that's actually how you get good, by being bad first without fear.
Exactly. My old teacher used to say, make mistakes faster, and I never understood that. Now I do.
Okay, so tell me about the actual routine. What did a typical day look like?
So I set a rule for myself. Minimum 15 minutes every day. That's it. Not 1 hour, not 2 hours, just 15 minutes, because I knew if I made it too hard, I would give up in week 1.
Smart. Consistency over intensity.
Yes, that was my goal. And I would do it either in the morning with my coffee or at night before sleeping. I never let myself go to bed without doing it, even on days when I was exhausted.
And what were you actually doing during those 15 minutes? Just chatting?
Sometimes, yes, just chatting. Like I would say, let's have a conversation about travel, or talk to me like we're colleagues at work. But other times, I was more specific. I would say, correct all my grammar mistakes, or help me sound more natural, or give me 10 sentences with this word and explain them.
So you were using it in different ways depending on what you needed that day.
Exactly. And that was actually one of the best things. You can customize it completely. If I was tired, I would just chat. If I had energy, I would do something more intense, like role play a job interview or a difficult conversation.
What kind of role plays did you do?
Oh, so many. Job interview practice, ordering food in a restaurant, calling customer service, because that is so stressful in a second language. Even arguments. I once asked the AI to role-play a disagreement with a coworker just so I could practice staying calm and articulate in English when I'm emotional.
That's brilliant, because that's exactly when language breaks down, when emotions are high.
Yes, in my language, when I'm upset, I'm fine. In English, when I'm upset, I forget every word I know. So practicing that emotionally charged English was really helpful.
And did the AI actually correct you or just respond?
Both, depending on what I asked. If I said, just talk to me naturally, it wouldn't stop to correct. But if I said, correct my mistakes at the end, it would give me a little summary at the end of the conversation, which I loved.
So you were in control of the learning experience.
Completely. And that felt really empowering.
Let's talk about the different phases of the challenge, because I imagine it wasn't smooth from day one.
No, week one was actually kind of embarrassing, even though I was alone.
Tell me more.
So, the first few days, I didn't know how to talk to an AI naturally. I would write very formal, very stiff sentences, like I was writing an email, not speaking.
You were writing to it, not talking with it.
Yes, and the conversations felt a bit robotic at first. I felt silly, like, why am I telling a machine about my weekend? But then, around day 4 or 5, something shifted. I started to relax. I started writing like I would actually speak, and the AI started responding in a much more interesting way.
Because you were giving it more to work with.
Exactly. The quality of the conversation depends a lot on how you show up. If you're stiff, it's stiff. If you're relaxed and open, it gets better.
That's actually a really good lesson. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say in tech.
Yes, and I also started making mistakes on purpose sometimes because I wanted to see how it would handle them. And it was so gentle. It would say things like, you might also say it this way, not you're wrong. It always gave me options.
That's interesting, because a lot of learners are afraid that AI will be too harsh or too perfect to relate to.
I thought that too, but actually the opposite. It was more patient than any human teacher I've had. It never got frustrated with me. It never made me feel like I was wasting its time.
Because it has infinite time.
Exactly. Infinite patience, infinite time, no bad days.
Okay, so week one was the awkward phase. What happened in week two?
Week 2 was when I started actually enjoying it, not just doing it as a habit, enjoying it. I started looking forward to my sessions.
What changed?
I discovered that I could ask it to teach me through stories. So instead of explain this grammar rule, I would say, tell me a short story that uses this tense naturally. And that was so much more engaging. I would remember the grammar because I remembered the story.
That's learning through context, which is actually the most effective way for the brain to absorb language.
And I also started doing something called the Express It Differently game. I would say something in my normal English and then ask, how would a native speaker say this? And sometimes the difference was small but powerful.
Can you give an example?
Yes, I used to say, I am agree with you, and I didn't know that was wrong. The AI gently said, we say, I agree with you. There's no am needed here. Such a small thing, but I had been saying it wrong for years.
I am agree. That's actually a very common mistake. And the thing is, most native speakers wouldn't correct you. They'd understand you and move on, but it affects how professional you sound.
Exactly. And there were so many of those little things, prepositions especially. I say in the weekend, but it should be on the weekend, things like that.
The small errors that stick around forever because nobody tells you.
Yes, and week 3 was when I started pushing myself harder. I did a mock job interview that was 20 minutes long. I practiced a presentation. I even asked the AI to debate with me on a topic I felt strongly about, just to practice expressing opinions confidently.
How was the debate?
I won, obviously.
I'm sure you did.
But seriously, it pushed back on my arguments in a really intelligent way. I had to think fast, find the right words under pressure. That was genuinely hard and genuinely good practice.
Okay, let's talk about the hard days because I know it wasn't all smooth. You mentioned almost skipping a few times.
Yeah, I want to be honest about this. There were maybe 4 or 5 days where I really did not want to do it.
What happened on those days?
One day, I was really stressed about something personal, and I just did not have the mental energy for English. So I opened the AI and I said, I don't want to practice today, I just want to vent. And it let me, it listened. I talked about what was bothering me in English, and it responded with empathy.
So you were practicing English without even realizing it.
That's exactly what happened. I forgot I was practicing. I was just talking. And at the end, it said, by the way, you spoke really naturally tonight. And that actually made me feel better.
That's beautiful and very human, actually. The best learning happens when you forget you're learning.
And there was one day I did skip, day 19. I was traveling, I was exhausted, and I just didn't do it. And the next day, I felt so guilty.
Did that guilt help or hurt?
Both. It made me more committed for the rest of the challenge, but I also had to remind myself, missing one day doesn't erase 19 days of work. Progress isn't linear.
Progress isn't linear. That should be on a poster for every language learner.
It really should, because I've quit learning things before because I missed one day and thought, well, I failed. This time, I told myself one day doesn't define the challenge.
That mindset shift is honestly more valuable than any specific English phrase you learned.
I think so too.
Okay, the big question. After 30 days, what actually changed? What improved?
Okay, so I want to be honest and specific, not just say my English got better, because that's vague.
I appreciate that. Let's be specific.
Number 1, my vocabulary definitely expanded. Not in a huge way, but I started using words I knew passively, words I recognized when reading but never used when speaking. Those became active.
Moving vocabulary from passive to active is one of the hardest things in language learning. That's a real achievement.
Number 2, my confidence. This is the biggest one. I am less afraid of speaking now. Not unafraid, but less afraid. The daily practice made speaking feel more normal, more automatic.
Like a muscle that got stronger.
Exactly. Number 3, I notice my mistakes more now, which sounds bad, but it's actually good because I catch myself saying something wrong and I immediately correct it. Before, I wouldn't even notice.
Metalinguistic awareness. You're thinking about language as you use it. That's a very advanced skill.
And number 4, my written English improved too. Even though I was mostly speaking, all that reading of the AI's responses improved my writing. I started using better sentence structures.
Because you were exposed to high-quality, natural English writing every day.
Yes, so those are the 4 main things: vocabulary, confidence, self-correction, and writing. Real, measurable improvements.
What didn't improve?
My pronunciation. Honestly, AI is not great for pronunciation. It can read what I write and correct grammar, but it can't hear me speak. So my accent is the same, my rhythm is the same. For pronunciation, you still need listening practice and ideally a real human.
That's an honest and important limitation to name.
I don't want to make it sound like AI is magic. It's a tool, a really powerful tool, but still a tool.
Okay, so for everyone watching who wants to try this, what advice would you give them?
Okay, I have 5 things. Number 1, start with a specific topic. Don't just open the AI and say, let's practice English. Say, let's have a conversation about a holiday I took last year, or help me practice job interview answers. Specific is better.
Give it direction. Absolutely.
Number 2, always ask it to explain, not just correct. If it says, this is wrong, ask why it's wrong. Ask for 3 examples. Ask it to explain it like you're 10 years old.
Use it as a teacher, not just a conversation partner.
Treat it like a tutor, not just a chatbot. Number 3, use voice if you can. Some AI tools let you speak out loud and it transcribes. That's much better than typing. It's closer to real speaking.
Great point. The typing version is still helpful, but speaking out loud activates different skills.
Number 4, review what you learned. I started keeping a small notebook next to me during sessions. Any new expression or correction, I wrote it down. Don't let it go in one ear and out the other.
In one ear and out the other. Great expression. For our viewers, it means you hear something but don't actually absorb or remember it.
Yes, write things down, review them, use them the next day. Number 5, don't rely on it only. Use it as part of a bigger routine. Watch English shows, listen to podcasts, talk to real humans when you can. AI is one powerful ingredient, not the whole meal.
I love that. One ingredient, not the whole meal.
And the last thing I'll say, be patient with yourself. 30 days is not long. I improved, but I'm not fluent. Language takes time, but 30 days of consistent practice is 30 days more than you had before. That matters.
Maya, last question. If you could go back to day 1 and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
Don't wait until your English is good enough to start. I spent so long thinking I needed to be better before I could practice, but you get better by practicing, not by waiting.
That might be the most important thing said in this entire episode.
And also, enjoy it. Find topics you actually care about. If you love cooking, talk about cooking. If you love football, debate matches. If you love books, talk about books. The AI can go wherever you go. You don't have to talk about boring textbook topics.
Personalized, relevant, and enjoyable practice. That's the formula.
That's the formula.
All right, we are going to wrap up there, but I want to hear from you. Have you ever practiced English with AI? Are you going to try it after this episode? Drop a comment below. Tell us your experience, your fears, your questions. We read every single one.
And if this episode gave you something, an idea, a motivation, a new perspective, please share it with someone who's also learning English. It could really help them.
Give it a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't, and we will see you next week with a brand new episode.
Thank you for watching, everyone. And remember, the AI is ready. The only question is, are you?
Ooh, dramatic closer.
I've been saving that one.
See you all next week.